Marry me, oh. Hello, girls. Oh, we still don't like the camera. Oh, gosh. When is that going to finish? Never. Hey. You're as loving of the camera as what I am. I hate the camera too. Yeah. I thought I'd do a follow-up post. And so basically, these are the 4 girls with varying degrees of bumblefoot. And it's so funny. Oh, I'll try and get the zoom. So I did a recording on Bumblefoot a while back, and I thought I'd do a follow-up. So you can see her back foot there. There's a little black spot. That's Bumblefoot. Bella also has one on her right side. Freya did have one on her right foot. And the one that I just showed before on the right foot, that is... that's Luca. She's got another small one on the left foot, but Suna, she's a disabled one, so she's the one that's a lot larger. She has one on her right foot, which is her good leg, so that's where she puts all her weight. Now, why I wanted to do a follow-up on this is because the one that was on Freya has actually gone. So the plug itself is gone. You little sweetheart. Look at her feathers growing. But she still gets no nookie until all her wing feathers are there, because she just keeps getting her wings injured without her feathers there when the boys try to mount her. So she's just non-duck for now. So ducks have a very high sex drive, both boys and girls. So it's just tough cookies for her. She can try and goad the boys all she wants, but no nookie until all her feathers are back. So she had a black spot plug on this foot, on the right foot. It's gone. I didn't have to do any surgery. I didn't have to pull it out. Basically, part of the routine I have with my ducks in their care is every night they all have a tepid warm herbal bath. And as you could imagine, look at Suna hanging her leg back there. So that's her bad leg that she's hanging back there. She's just got it stretched out. So this is obviously feeling very good for her as well. I've also mentioned this before, that mint, the plants in the Lamaceae family, the mint family, usually they have a squared stem. They have a very strong smell to them, but especially with the mints. Mints themselves, peppermint, mint, common mint, varying mints. Because the menthol in the mint actually has a cooling and heating sensation. And that is very much like when we use something like deep heat. So as you can imagine, if your animal is sore or tender, that's going to be like heaven to them, basically. I think because, look, ducks are basically waterfowl, they're meant to be in the water a lot. And, the thing is, because they're on land, I do think that they're more prone to issues with their feet, because their feet are quite sensitive. They're literally flippers, perfect for the water, but can possess problems when on land. So I think part of their care, if you have pet ducks, it's very difficult if you've got, like if you're a breeder and you've got like 100 ducks or something like that. I mean, you'd have to figure out something different. I mean, if you're a breeder anyway, I can't see why one would not invest in something like a horse dip. It's basically like a pool you use for your horses. Why not invest in something like that you can heat with solar or something like that? Even if it's just like once a week, where you actually let especially the females, because they get ridden by the boys. I do think the females are more prone to foot issues than the boys, because they already have sensitive feet. The boys on their back, if they're not in the water, is going to probably cause abrasions, more risk to their flippers than anything else. I mean, I've yet to have any issues with my boys when it comes to their feet, bar a slight injury that Freak had, which is basically him trying to scamper up a planter, I think, and Fawn just fell on him, or he fell on his foot weird. But literally 24 hours, his foot's fine. But no bumblefoot or anything like that. So I think, especially for the girls, I think it's worthwhile at least once a week, if you're in that position where you have a lot of girls on hand, is to let them soak, and in herbal water, which is tepid warm. But if they're pets, ducks like being clean. There's no soap in this water, of course. It's just pure herbal water. Just pure herbs, fresh from the garden or dried. I like to dry my mint in bulk, and there's also fresh mint. They enjoy chomping on it and playing with it. But there's also dried mint, so it's literally like a tea when you pour it out. I only use like a quarter of a cup of dried mint leaves for this, usually it's half full, but I overfilled it today, but I don't mind. It lets them hang their feet a little bit more. But, for the girls, it's great. Especially the boys, can be a bit of a hard workout, you know what I mean? So it's nice for them to be able to have some time where they can relax, unwind, and, let their legs hang, so to speak, and try and regroup. So if you do have pet ducks, though, I can't see why it would be a chore for anyone to run a bath for them at night before they go to sleep, sort of thing. They're pets. People do more things for their cats and dogs. I can't understand why people don't do the same for pet ducks. They're just as feeling, they're just as, interactive. I think they've had the stigma of being dirty and high maintenance for way too long, and I think that's bullshit. It's just people want to stick them in a pen like they do with chooks, and then, oh, they're dirty, because you got them walking around in their own filth, non-stop, whereas really they need to be foraging in a garden where there's green, during the day especially. So, you run the bath and just look at them. I'd walk off and do stuff, and they'd just sit in here for an hour just chilling and letting the herbal water do its work. So, long story short, so Freya's Bumblefoot plug is gone. It's been gone for 2 weeks now. I haven't had to do any medicine for it. I haven't had to physically remove it like you see people doing on YouTube. Just having a soak every night has been enough for it to be dislodged, gone. And I've also noticed today that the hole is getting smaller and smaller and closing up. So I'm not even having to wrap her feet when she's outside or anything like that. That said, she's staying in the run, which has got fresh hay added to the bottom every day. So she's not stepping on any dirt unnecessarily. And that's because obviously her feathers still need to grow back before she can handle any more bouts with the boys. So when it comes to Suna, hers is a little bit more severe because, she's long-term disabled. She's born that way. I'd say her disability was developed as a duckling because the breeder didn't bother to give her the diet she needed, because the bowing of both her legs is definitely nascene of deficiency in the diet, and I've managed to correct one leg, but the other one, no. But I'm happy with the fact that we've corrected one. So hers is a little bit more severe, mind you, though it has shrunken in size. The other thing I noticed too with the Bumblefoot, sorry Bella, is that as it's shrinking in size, that there will be a development, like a white circle around the black plug itself, and that tends to, every time they soak, that tends to get bigger and the plug gets smaller, if you like. So, we'll see how it goes. I think whenever you can do something that's non-surgical, invasive or forceful, it's always best to do it gradually over time. Less stressful for the bird and also less stressful for you. So now to Bella's Bumblefoot here. So you can probably just see it on this side. This is the other good thing about your birds having a bath every night, is you can keep an eye on the state of their flippers and what's going on. Now, I think she's had that ever since I've got her, to be honest with you, because she's never really walked all that great. I mean, I thought for a while it's just her breed. And, you know, the owner wasn't going to know any better because she'd never owned ducks before. And the only reason why I know about Bumblefoot is because I'm studying applied animal sciences. So, you know, when you're studying something new, you basically have a hammer and everything looks like a nail. So you're always looking for things like this. So with Bella, poor girl, she had an injured wing from the boys as well, which has healed. Now her neck is swollen, and her left eye is a little bit swollen. So that's basically the sinuses that runs down the neck. The boys grab the neck when they jump on them. Now, I actually think the actual issue with Bella has actually been her foot all along. So she's off balance already, and boys mount her. They make, you know, she gets an injury because she's already not that agile on her feet with her breed. So add a Bumblefoot in there, so she probably tilts to the side a little bit when they jump her. And then, you know, bang, there goes the left wing, and the bumbles on the right foot. The left eye is the one that's swollen, and the bumbles on the right foot. So, you know, it does look like it's a mechanical risk to getting more injuries every time she's mounted. So there's that. And then Luca there, she has a small Bumblefoot on each foot, and they're shrinking and going by themselves also. The thing with Bumblefoot, untreated, it's a staph infection. It gets into the bloodstream. It can kill your bird, especially chickens, and it can cause other issues as well. So I think part of prevention, also awareness when they develop one, having a warm nightly bath, or at least once or twice a week. You can keep an eye on things. They get to chill out as well, do some physical rehab if they need to, and you're on the ball. But yeah, this is a natural method, just using herbs in the water. I basically use mint, but I do often put wormwood in there as well. Which, as the name suggests, it does actually worm your birds as well by them swimming in the water. It's quite bitter though, the poor things, when they drink it, but that's okay. They'll survive. Thanks, Luca. But even Luca's, she had a slightly swollen left eye, but it's okay now, but still. So whilst all my girls aren't 100%, they're isolated from the boys until they're better. And I've basically got 2 girls with the boys outside now. I've got Fender and Sigrid, and hopefully they will be able to hold out while these girls get better. Anyway, I thought I'd do a follow-up on Bumblefoot and a little bit more in-depth information on that, and in relation to my girls, to put it in a real-life scenario. Blessed be in Mary Part. I gotta get shit done. Yeah. Not all of us can sit there and bliss in the tub like you. No. Blessed be and Mary Patch.